Welcome everyone to the Power Core Podcast, where we discuss, review, and fanboy over anything and everything Marvel Strike Force. Now, get ready for two of the most mediocre gamers in the cosmos. It's your hosts, Hebrew Hammer and the Irishman.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode number 12 of the Power Core Podcast. I am your host, Hebrew Hammer, and I'm with my co-host, as always, the trusty and reliable Irishman.
Hey, guys.
You sound like a little bit of a Ford commercial there.
Most
trusty, reliable. And we are joined this time by Jangles.
Hello.
You guys probably remember him from probably 4 or 5 episodes ago, I think. But yeah, we're all getting together to discuss the big update today.
Very big update.
Yeah, we're all super excited about it. First, just want to give a shout out to everyone that joined the Discord and subscribed to us yesterday. Great community. Love talking to those guys every day. We all do. If you guys want to join, I'm just going to do a shameless self-promotion real quick. Discord.me/PowerChord Podcast. That'll bring you right into our Discord group. And yeah, let's go ahead and go over the docket for the day.
Cool. All right, so we'll start off with the news. As I'm sure everyone has seen, Scarlet Witch event started today. So we'll go into that a little bit. There was some swapping around on different nodes regarding certain characters that you can farm. We'll dive into that. And then we'll move on to our main topics, which includes the new patch, the character event updates, the Back to Tiny World rewards, the balance changes regarding Thanos, Star-Lord, and Loki, the Nick Fury event, and some quality of life changes, the 65 raid, Thanos raid changes, login rewards, and the Deadpool skin. Man, that is so much.
It's a laundry
Guys, today's episode sounds so exciting.
And then we're going to do our character deep dive with, of course, Scarlet Witch, and then we will end it out with our question of the day.
All right, well, yeah, let's go ahead and start from the top then. What was the first part of the
First
news?
part was the Scarlet Witch event that started today.
That's right, okay, yeah, we don't need to go into that much. We're going to go into it more later, but
Yeah.
it started today. Good. I'm glad we have another event going.
Good, not bad.
Yeah.
It's they did change a bunch of stuff, so right now you can unlock her at 1 star, I believe, 1 or 2 stars.
No, 2 stars.
2 stars.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can unlock her at 2 stars. So she's way more attainable than previous events. You're talking about Rocket and the Wasp.
Rocket and Wasp, yeah.
But at the same time, there aren't items on the nodes this time around.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make of it. It's kind of like it. I wish they would just give and not take, but it's. I'm sure there's some.
If drop rates for orb shards are better this time, I'm all for it, because I didn't even unlock Wasp.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I
Really?
spent cores and everything. I just got bare minimum
really?
drops for everything.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
I got
Okay.
really lucky with Wasp. I think I discussed it last week. I got crazy drops. I was just super lucky, and I wasn't really trying.
I didn't get a single bare minimum or a single non-bare minimum drop.
Wow,
So I don't have Wasp.
I think it's more like just you being unlucky
it's
in
just
that case than
all
anything
luck.
else. But yeah, that is the possibility of that being an end result for someone kind of sucks. Like,
Yeah, I wish they kind of put in some parameters, like if the last 10 drops were minimum
like a
drops,
fail-safe.
like guarantee a big drop after.
there's
that or
games
something
that do
like
that, and it's called like an unlucky factor or something like
Yeah,
that.
it would require more memory. That's the only downside. So they'd have to be storing that, but they could, if they wanted to, they could store that on the device.
Yeah,
Sure.
honestly, it's just not difficult to do. I don't think. I mean, like an easy little mark, like with like an X next to.
Yeah, but it adds up when you have so many millions of people playing it. But I understand the data management process, but yeah, that would be a nice parameter that they put in just to kind of you don't want just bad luck raining down on someone and then that could be a turnoff for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
And you don't want to lose customers, right? So
Yeah.
after 10 terrible drops, give people a nice one.
Yeah.
So. They've earned it, obviously, if they've done 10 drops.
That's true.
So, but yeah,
right.
those are the kind of the main differences with the Scarlet Witch
All right, so what's next, Ben?
So the next thing is the Punisher. He went from having 3 nodes available to 1 node available to farm. I don't think that's something that is upsetting people a whole lot.
No,
but,
I'm glad that they reduced it.
Yeah, but what that does is it opened it up for Shield Trooper and Kree Oracle. So the Punisher right now, the only node you can get him on is the Heroes 1-6, and then instead of him being available on Villains 4-3, they replaced that with the Shield Trooper. And then Kree Oracle, which was desperately needed, especially with the Nick Fury event.
Nick Fury event,
coming out. There, you got to be able to farm those Kree.
Yeah.
That was the Nexus 5-6 that was available for the Punisher. Now that's going to be the Kree Oracle where you can farm them. So, but yeah, just some mix arounds. I don't think it's going to really change too much.
Yeah, I don't think a character like Punisher needed 3 nodes to farm on.
No.
So, and especially whenever there's characters that aren't farmable, or weren't until
and
now
are
farmable.
Coming into demand.
Yeah, especially that.
So, but yeah, that kind of surmises the
just a little tweak,
tweaking here and there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that wraps up the news for this week, and then that's going to take us right into our main topic. So, the first topic is the new patch.
Yeah, this one's a big one.
Ooh, okay. So
prepare yourself because Iris
buckle
is
up
to go over this.
Everything was blue and now it's yellow.
So the first topic is, so these are the release notes for 1.4. The first topic is new characters. Of course, Scarlet Witch can be found in her brand new event campaign available now. Ms. Marvel will also be featuring in her very own event campaign, which will arrive after the event campaign for Scarlet Witch. And then after that is going to be Nick Fury. He will be arriving soon. You can find more information about how to unlock him below in the section about his legendary event. So, and we'll go into that in a second. But yeah, so the first big topic was introducing trait-based nodes. So I'm just going to read it off. New to Marvel Strike Force this month is the introduction of trait-based nodes and missions, which will be found in the Thanos Raid, the Scarlet Witch event, and the Ms. Marvel event. These missions require teams that match a specific trait to complete. For some, it might require villains only, or it may require a partial team, like the medium difficulty missions in the Scarlet Witch campaign that need 3 mystic characters only, and not 5 like you do in the hard, right? So this is interesting. I don't really know what to make of it right now. I haven't really processed it. What are your thoughts, Hebrew?
Well, I think that it's good that they're doing this for thematic purposes on particular nodes. Mm-hmm. But overall, it's going to be kind of a pain because it's really going to limit people on what they're going to be able to do because a lot of people don't have these particular teams leveled up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, city teams are especially going to be limited.
Yeah.
And, for the Thanos raid, we were even talking about this earlier, but whenever you already have a pretty much unbeatable raid and you're adding another obstacle into it, it's just one more thing that we have to deal with in an already annoying situation.
Right. So it ends up feeling like a nerf. I like the idea of giving us a reason to use more characters, but there has to be some sort of incentive as well, instead of just making it more difficult.
Yeah,
overall.
maybe feel like you got better rewards or something. You know what would be better is if they did like an optional objective.
Yeah.
So like if you were like, if you
did this, you had a guaranteed like you would get these extra things.
Right, exactly. So that way it's like you are still rewarded if you do something more on the thematic line.
But you're not punished at the same time.
Right, exactly. I think that would actually be pretty interesting.
That's actually I really like that idea.
Yeah, that's amazing. My ideas are amazing.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I guess for me, it's regarding the Thanos raid, it's already so difficult,
Right.
And now they're just making it more difficult. Mm-hmm. And it was already, I remember when the Thanos raid first came out, it was only like, 1 or 2 teams that completed
it was, I think, legitimately 2 teams.
I think the second time it was like 10 teams that completed it or something like that.
More, but not enough.
Yeah.
That's for
sure. So, and don't get me wrong, like, I understand they want to make it difficult, but, after the last Thanos and Deadpool event, I'm like, if you're going to make it more difficult, like, you need to give us more, incentive behind it. Right?
Yeah, and there's a difference between difficult and basically unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It has to be within the reach of not the majority of the population, but within a decent percentage of the population.
Yeah.
of the player base, not the 0.01%.
Yeah.
So that's
sounds like it's even less than that at this point.
Yeah. I mean, for the
like
Deadpool
10 teams out of how many, or 10 alliances out of how many?
Yeah, at that time especially, I agree. But I get what they're trying to do. Like I said, like we've all said at this point. But
I like the thematic approach, but at the same time, it's you're kind of throwing salt on the wounds.
Yeah, so. Exactly. It's just like, okay, well, now this is even more of a reason to not do the Thanos raid. Like we needed more of a reason not to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, like later on as the game progresses and we're able to complete these things, it might be nice to have that in there. It's like a little additional challenge. But I really think that there is something to kind of an optional objective. Like
I think that would actually be super cool.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to hit any buttons or anything like that. It basically, if you just came in with a full, villain team or full hero team and you beat it, you got, a couple more. You don't have to make it raid points. You just, a couple more.
Or maybe you get like a purple mat or something.
Yeah,
an extra something. Just a little. It'd be cool if they did parameters like that for a whole bunch of nodes. I think.
Yeah.
But that'd be actually a really interesting way to make a lot of things more thematic.
I'm starting to see that applied to other things that are taking place as well. Where it's like, okay, like you get a little bit more rewards for getting that, but you're not punished for not having that team at the same time.
Yeah.
So that covers the trait-based nodes. The next thing is the 2 new character event campaigns. Mm-hmm. So Scarlet Witch, I'm sure a lot of people have taken a look at already. What that consists of is you battle through 3 difficulty modes to earn gear and orb fragments. The gear is only on the first completion. It's not after that. You can't farm gear on it. This event campaign has a unique trait-based requirement on medium and hard difficulties. For medium mode, you'll need 3 mystic characters on your squad to play through, while hard mode, you'll need a team of 5 mystics. So I don't have a solid Mystic team. I'm not going to invest in my Mystic team until I get Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. And playing the nodes already, you need Doctor Strange if you want to get through the hard nodes.
Yeah, whenever you get to 1/6, you kind of need him. That's the only reason why I was able to beat it is because, and he made it easy to beat, honestly. Really? But,
that flip mechanic is so important.
Yeah, exactly. Because in that one specifically, they put 4 buffs on each character. And so,
unless you have strength, you're not going to beat it.
Exactly, exactly. And once you do that, of course, it makes it incredibly easy because not only do you flip it, but you apply Scarlet Witch's prolonged effect.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes.
I really like Scarlet Witch. We're going to get into Scarlet Witch. But
they did a good job with her.
Yeah, they did. So.
But for the Miss Marvel event, one thing I do want to point out is that, and I think we'll end up touching on this later on, but they've shown that they are listening a bit. I mean, they're listening, but whether they take our feedback into account or not is, that's whatever they decide. But they did say that they listened last time and that they fixed it with Wasp, right? From Ant-Man to Wasp, they fixed the drop rates and half the rewards.
Well, it was Ant-Man to Rocket and then to Wasp,
right.
So,
but they even specified in the thing we're going to get into later on that they fixed that Wasp thing as a direct result of us going crazy over the Ant-Man problems. And so if there is a big problem with this, I think not having items is going to be a problem. I'm hoping that whenever this event ends, maybe they will pull an audible and do a similar kind of thing to Miss Marvel, where they'll add events, kind of fix it on the run like they did with Wasp. Not add events, add items. Yeah. Because I feel like that's going to be a problem because I didn't have a problem basically reallocating my 150 cores a day to the character mission because I was getting items to supplement.
Yeah.
But now that I'm not getting that, I feel like, okay, I'm wasting all of these to try to get one character, and I'm not getting items. I'm falling behind in the other aspects of the game.
Well, and not to mention, if you're not getting items with that and you're having to farm the character, you're still having to... that was the cool thing about Rocket and Ant-Man and Wasp was that at the same time, you were getting items for that character. Right.
Well, yeah.
So it's... you were able to upgrade it more organically, where now it's okay, I can dump all this. Well, I'm not even going to be able to really farm gear upgrades.
Yeah, you're going to be
until
gear
after
starved.
the event's over.
Right, you're going to be gear starved during the event,
Yeah.
and for a while afterwards, because you're going to have to recoup all of the losses that you've made.
So for me, I'm not going to be going hard. I'm going to try to get her, but I'm not going to. She's not going to make it to my B or A team at all. So.
For me, I'm going to farm her with the 450s a day, because I have about 2,000 core saved up. So I'll farm her. But I know that I'm going to fall behind in my regular campaign, because I'm not going to apply 150 a day to my regular campaign.
Yeah.
But what about you?
I'm not super worried about falling behind anyone, because I'm not on any leaderboards anywhere. So I'll probably dump a lot of resources into her, just because she's a mystic, I'm assuming. She seems pretty mystical. Yeah. And I already have a cool mystic team that I'd like to add her to. So I think I'll go for her.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Probably still not unlock her, though. Pull another loss.
This one you should be able to.
Yeah, this one, it seems very possible.
Because you can unlock her at 2 stars, where Wasp you had to unlock at 3 stars.
Yeah, because you unlocked Ant-Man, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so you should...
People were complaining about Ant-Man being difficult to unlock, and I was not able to unlock Wasp.
They were complaining about him not being able to star him up
to
the star that they want, not unlock him. Let me see, will we get to this? Yeah, okay, I was going to mention something else, but we're going to get to it in another section, So
that takes us to Miss Marvel's event coming a little bit later into the month. So what they have to say is the spunky and energetic Kamala Khan makes her Marvel Strike Force debut this month. This event campaign has a unique trait-based requirement on medium and hard difficulty, similar to that of Scarlet Witch. For medium mode, you will need 3 city characters to accompany you on your adventure, while in hard mode, you will need a team of 5 city characters. This isn't that big of a deal for me, because I have some pretty strong city characters. Mm-hmm. I am not going to be able to complete the hard campaign for sure.
Right.
But I should be able to get maybe like the first 2 or 3 nodes on the hard campaign and do the rest on medium.
Right.
It's not as punishing, because it's not like I can't, it's like it's a 1 gear drop thing, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm not, having to farm, or I'm not missing out on gear farm at all.
Right.
But at the same time, it's kind of like you can only pick so many different outlets that you can take, right? So it's like, do I spend all my resources upgrading Mystics to get Scarlet Witch, or do I go Miss Marvel?
Right.
And personally, I'm gonna gun for Miss Marvel, because I've already got a strong city team. So it kind of sucks, because it feels like I'm being forced to pick between the two. And I'd like to be able to, get both to a decent stat, but at the same time, I understand.
Luckily you'll unlock them both, but I know what you mean, to get them up to the star level that you want.
Yeah. But I'm super excited for Miss Marvel. Her abilities did release in the last data mine, so you can go to strikeforcelabs.com and take a look at her abilities. We may touch on them a little bit later, we may not. So because those abilities are still tentative, so they could change. So,
right.
But yeah.
For me, the city one, the city team.
Yeah.
I got Spider-Man up pretty high, so I should be able to do some work with that, considering Spider-Man is so good now. But the problem is that I have my 5 city people that I'd be going in with is Spider-Man, Night Nurse, Nobu, Kingpin, and Hand Sentry. So not a bad team, but I'm going to be lacking damage a lot, because basically everyone, including Miss Marvel, is going to be on the tank side, besides a healer. So I'm going to have Spider-Man and Nobu trying to do all the damage. So I'm not sure how far I'll get in that, but I'll probably get at least halfway through hard, I assume, because they're all leveled up to a decent level.
Yeah. I've got my Punisher up there, so I think...
Your Punisher?
Yeah.
Punisher would actually be really good for this, because you get the 5% extra damage for city allies.
Yeah.
So he's strong synergy with city. Yeah. And considering I've got him on so many drops now for Mega Orb, he's probably like 8 stars. But so that should be pretty good for me. How's your city team doing?
I've got I'm probably not great compared to you guys, because I imagine you're
probably
I'm around like 8,000 power level per character, and I've got a bunch of like mercs and stuff, and they're pretty great together. You have
8,000. So each person's 8,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're probably going to be rolling on medium. Then, I imagine. Yeah. But I still think you'll be able to unlock her from medium.
Yeah. You'll still be able to farm her, and that's one of the things that they said in the Reddit post is they wanted people to be able to unlock her on medium, but be able to level her up on hard. So
right.
The same thing with Scarlet Witch. So yeah, if you haven't checked out the Reddit post, I definitely recommend. It's sticky on the Marvel Strike Force page, and it's a post by the actual Marvel Strike Force team, and they go into detail on their thoughts, which is great.
Yeah,
so,
finally starting to see some of that.
Yeah, I wish they would do that on
every single thing that they ever do.
Well, I wish they would. wish they would just do it on their website. You know?
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't have to go to Reddit to see this stuff.
I mean, as long as I'm actually kind of glad that they're doing it on Reddit because
there's a dialogue.
Right. It shows me that they're paying attention to Reddit. You know what I mean?
That's the give and take. You know, Reddit can also steer you. Like, I mean, it's.
I mean, I think
mob
Reddit
mentality can take over.
I agree, but I think Reddit pretty much has a clear message. It's a violent, hostile message, but it's a relatively clear
very toxic. Yeah. But yeah,
I do think that there's some very easy to find good solutions there for things.
Oh, absolutely, and there's
it's going to be riddled with curse words and anger, but
there's plenty of well-reasoned responses as well.
Absolutely.
You may have to go digging for it, but
right.
But yeah, so that kind of wraps up the two character events that are coming out. We don't know too much about Nick Fury event. All we know is the Kree Soldiers thing. Right. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but. So the next thing is a new team-up event for Scarlet Witch and Ms. Marvel arrives later this month, pairing the duo in a series of challenging missions to unlock all new rewards.
I bet this is going to be another, what was it, massive rewards?
Yeah. Air quotes.
Yeah.
I
mean, I just proceed with caution on this one.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't expect too much because we've already seen what happened. With
I expect these kind of events, the team-up events, to come around a little bit more, not more consistently, but, ideally they always follow, the farming events,
right?
To kind of reward people for farming.
I think that the biggest problem was that last time they hyped it up too much, and so we had elevated expectations. Yeah. And now that we kind of know what's probably coming in these kind of team-up events from now on, we can approach it with like a little more know-how as far as like what to expect.
So, but that leads us to the Nick Fury Legendary event. We were going to talk about it later, but let's just talk about it now.
Yeah.
Gather your army of Kree soldiers to find Nick Fury before it's too late. Unlocking Nick Fury will require a team of Kree minions at 5 stars.
Yeah.
I do not know a lot of people that are super excited about that. Even I've been watching Seaton, Mobile Gamer, and Casino, and they're all like, we're not going to get Nick Fury.
Yeah, I mean, Ox is going to get Nick Fury. That's about it.
Ox is the Kraken. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing though, is that I'm sure there's going to be some people obviously that get him, but. For the majority of us, my opinion on this is I'm pretty sure they haven't explained the reasoning behind it, but I'm pretty sure that it's a thematic one. They're trying to make sense with Ms. Marvel's storyline. I'm sorry, not Ms. Marvel, but with
Captain Marvel.
Yes,
the Captain Marvel movie coming out. She is she's basically with the Kree right now.
Right, and Nick Fury's a big part of that.
Yeah.
And so
so I have to interrupt you because at first I thought it was the thematic thing, right? Because I didn't think the Kree were listed as villains in the game, but they are. And so I'm kind of like, okay, like I guess they're differentiating between Ronan and Korath being rogue Kree versus other Kree, but even then the Kree Empire isn't necessarily villainous. So it's like if you're gonna use themes to make your point about it, then go all the way, right?
Yeah, make sure it's well executed.
Yeah. So
I mean, the biggest thing about this is that, and I think everyone can relate to this, but we're never going to use Kree soldiers. Basically, the whole Kree team, with exception to Korath, is garbage.
Just garbage.
Yeah.
There's probably people that disagree with that, and maybe a handful of people have found like a decent use for them.
I've been wrong before too. So.
Yeah, but I really I don't want to sink my resources into farming minions that I'm never going to use for one champion.
I have no problem sinking resources into a Mystic team, a City team.
Yeah, people that I'm going to use eventually.
And even the occasional minion, right? So, like, I sunk a bunch of resources into a Ravager Boomer so I could get Star-Lord, right? And I'm still doing that till I'm going to get him to 7 stars so I can get Star-Lord at 7 stars. But that's one minion. You know?
Exactly.
It's not like I'm allocating all my resources to a full team of 5. It's like it's just one guy.
Exactly. Like and I even mentioned this in our Discord. A couple of us were talking about it earlier, and I don't know. If it was, I could use Korath and Ronan as well.
It'd be different.
Right, because I already have Korath and Ronan both at 5 stars.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know. Korath's fine, but Ronan terrible drops over and over again. I thought it was finally going to lead to something. Whenever I heard it was a free team, and I was like, "Oh yay, payoff! Finally!"
I'm sure that's the majority of people that have Ronan.
Exactly. And then I find out that I can only use the minions, and it's going to be incredibly hard to get it because you're going to have to use your raid resources. You're going to have to use your arena resources. Those are far more precious.
Yeah.
And I don't know, sinking all my resources into
I'm
not going to do it.
It's unfortunate because I love Nick Fury. He's one of my favorite characters in the comics and in the MCU, and
he's a great character in the game.
Great character in the game, but it's definitely it does feel like it's a money gouging tactic. So it's kind of putting so much pressure on people that unless you spend money on the game, you're not going to get them. And even if you do spend money on the game, there's not a guarantee that you're going to get them. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation,
Yeah, and I think the only way that I would have been also... not the only way, but another way I would have been okay with this is if it was maybe a Shield and Kree minion team-up kind of thing. So like I could use Shield minions or Kree minions, like a combination.
That would actually... I would be much more open to something like that.
Because then I could be like, all right, well, I already have a decent Shield team.
I'm using for Iron Man event.
Right, and you can even... Right, and even then you could also just use the farmable minions of each side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't have to allocate raid resources or arena resources.
Yeah. And so with that, I would have been fine as well. But just this 5 Kree minion thing is ridiculous. I'm not a fan of it, and I won't get it at a protest. Basically.
Yeah, I don't know a single person that is excited about this, and that's a shame because ideally, you want there to be a lot of hype around the character.
Yeah.
And if you have a character that's completely unattainable, there's not going to be any hype behind him, and that's it's a waste of resources from a company side because you're spending money on building this character and people aren't going to be really gunning for him, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you want as a company.
And I think also it's delivering the wrong message to newer people. Like, not that you're like super new or anything, but this is directed to Jangles, by the way. Mm-hmm. But, for you, I'm sure that you don't want to sink all of your resources, especially since you're already kind of quote unquote behind the game.
Right.
You don't want to be sinking all of your resources into these useless characters, basically.
Yeah. So, and it's not a small amount of resources either.
No.
There are several Kree minions that I don't even have unlocked yet.
Yeah.
So there's no way I'm going to get into 5 stars.
Right.
Much less, freaking 2 stars or something.
Yeah. Now, currently, Nick Fury is unlockable technically at 4, but there is rumor that it's going to go to 5 like Star-Lord.
Right, because Star-Lord was 3 or 4.
He was 4 and then he went to 5.
And then he went to 5, yeah.
So for someone, from my perspective, this event basically doesn't exist.
No, exactly. There's no point of you even...
Yeah, and I just don't want any new person to feel like, because, they don't know what to do as much as the rest of us. And so they see farm up your Kree minions, and they're going to start allocating resources to them instead, and I'm like... Don't make new people do this. Yeah. Because then they're going to be even further behind. It's going to create even more of a gap for them. So.
But you guys have our thoughts. We're not excited about Nick Fury. I don't know anyone that's excited about Nick Fury in the Discord. So, but if there is someone that's excited and for some reason they have 5-star Kree, let us know. I'd love to meet you. Right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next section here.
All right. So the next section is the new 7-day login calendar. So let's go back. So
yeah.
This is a communication issue, right?
Yes,
so they released the login calendar, the changes. They made an announcement saying we're doing these new exciting changes, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think it was someone in Europe or something like that. They got it, or maybe the Philippines. I think the Philippines is like the reset, right?
Right.
The time reset. But anyways, they posted it on Reddit, and there was a clear and obvious nerf to the login rewards. and it just you can ask Hebrew. I texted him like, "This is BS. Like, this is a pure nerf. What is this?" Right? And then I think it was the same day or the next day.
No, it was the same day.
Same day.
Later on.
Marvel Strike Force team got on Reddit and they were like, "No, we're introducing a 7-day, login on top of that." And I'm like, man, like, why do you guys do this? It's
like don't create a fire for no reason.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that I guess they weren't ready to release the 7-day.
They said that basically they weren't quite ready to release it at the same time, and I just am questioning why bother releasing it at all. Then why not just wait
next month and release it then?
I don't know. Or tell us. I mean, the most obvious thing is just tell us. By the way, there is going to be a 7-day one. Don't get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Set it behind it.
Yeah. So that was just another just pulling me around kind of thing.
But once again, I mean, I think the good side of this is that at least we're getting this 7-day login thing. B.
Well, and we don't know what the rewards are yet. So.
No, well, actually, we do have reports of the rewards for the 7-day for this current 7-day. Not on what it's going to be like from, now we don't know if it's going to change from week to week or whatnot, but it's going to be premium polls, if I remember correctly.
Premium polls. What about the cores?
No cores, at least not for this week. But
I'm still going to.
But we might get them next week. But
I'm going to be bitter until I get those cores back. So
right, but premium polls is pretty good.
Yeah, I still want cores though. I want those cores.
Yeah, I mean, I get why you want the cores. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but as far as the full on calendar is concerned, we've went into discussion about this a lot, and I've weighed it out, and basically, in my opinion, it is a nerf. It's not a crazy nerf overall, but I basically turned everything into one resource, and so I put everything into gold, right, or cores, and so each item's value into that. And the only thing that I really don't have a good value for is the T3 ability mats, because technically 15 of them on the top end is worth 450 cores, and I don't think that that's right, but that's what they have it valued at. So that I kind of have as a kind of ambiguous worth.
Yeah, as long as you do a bunch of mental gymnastics, you can justify it.
Well, no, I'm saying so when you convert it all into one kind of basic currency, you can more easily weigh out if it's a nerf or it's a buff. And basically, it comes to be a nerf, a bit of a nerf between the monthly rewards, unless you pull something fantastic on your gold orb pull. Like, you're going to have to pull 1 million. And if you pull 1 million, then you're definitely getting a big buff. But that's not going to come very often at all. Yeah. So, but you still have the kind of question mark on the new end of the how you value the 30 T3 ability mats. So, in my opinion, it's kind of a nerf, like I said, unless you pull a high gold pull.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, that's the.
But with the 7-day inclusion, I think that overall, I think it ends up being a buff.
I can't comment on that yet. I need to look at it in detail and do the math and stuff, and then I can comment on it. But let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. So there's a new environment. Take the battle to Europe and take down Ultimus and his minions. The new European forest environment. I haven't gone into that environment yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So yeah,
I mean, it's always
I always love new environments.
Right, it's always cool whenever that they put in new environments and everything. So yeah, I want them to keep doing that.
Yeah. So yeah, and then after that is the updated HUD. So the new combat HUD now shows a character portrait of the enemy you are targeting and your current active character. Super useful. I actually like that a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
We also added the passive ability next to the ability icons. Great. That needed to happen as well. Press down and you can read the description. Just try pressing down on a lot of stuff in the battle just so you can see what you can do. But if you hold down, you can find a bunch of information in there.
Yeah.
Stuff that I didn't realize until 2 months into the game.
Yeah.
So the enemy's remaining text has been moved and can be found in the top left corner of the new HUD, which is better clarity.
Yeah, I mean that was like the first time I actually noticed it.
Yeah.
So.
It's a positive change.
Yeah. No, it was good.
So there's a lot of character changes as well regarding Shield and Nick Fury. We're not going to jump into Nick Fury until his event releases.
Yeah, we'll do it
because there's a lot of big changes with him. We'll do a character deep dive for that.
Right.
And then the shield minions all got buffed like crazy, so that'll be nice for the shield
event. There's going to be great synergy
out.
on the shield team.
Yeah, shield event coming out and the Iron Man event when it comes back around, you'll be rewarded for that.
Yeah.
So then after that, there's one little thing added to Vision, and Vision's ultimate will now also apply bleed to each target when he's teamed up with Scarlet Witch.
I like that.
Yeah, they added some synergy with Vision, which is cool.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about this several times before, but I like it whenever characters have those thematic team-up abilities. Yeah. So I'm glad that they're doing that, and I hope that they continue to do that more.
So there's a couple of bug fixes, changes, improvements. We'll just skip over that. And then the next topic that we want to talk about, well, actually, because we're kind of going off the script right now, so we have the new patch, character event updates.
We can skip to the balance changes because they're right
there. Let's go ahead and we're going to talk about the balance changes regarding Thanos, Star-Lord, and Loki. So I'll go ahead and we'll go through all of them, and then we'll talk about it, each character by itself. So Thanos, his base stats were changed, damage and speed have been increased. His Brutal Assault, his basic ability, 100% chance for offense down, available earlier. Brutal Assault, that is not his basic, that is his special, his taunt. So 100% chance to offense down, available earlier, and taunt increased 2 turns at level 6. This
I was going to say that
massive
speed increase would reduce the length of his taunt, but now that it lasts
2 turns.
That's huge.
Yeah,
because, it is massive.
I mean, that was... here, let's go ahead and continue, and then whenever we're done with him...
His Energy Bomb, his ultimate damage done has been increased. There was a 20% increase on each level.
Yeah.
And then his passive, get ready for this, ability energy now generated when an enemy is defeated by anyone on your team.
Yeah. So...
Oh, my God.
Thanos is basically, in summation, Thanos is a monster now.
Yeah, he's God.
Yeah,
he's God tier.
I mean, which is great because it matches what he is.
Yeah, no, he's Thanos. He should be a god.
So
Mad Titan.
Right, exactly. And so I like this. The whole when I was first reading, whenever I saw increased speed, I was like, oh boy, his taunt's going to last even less now because he was already kind of fast before. For a taunter, but 2 turns. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's extending what he had before by a little bit more.
So I just want to call out all the people that rolled their eyes at me whenever I was investing all of that resources in
the crazy person in the corner waving the sign was finally right.
I saw it. Yeah.
The day will come.
And it did. And I've been rewarded graciously. It's wonderful. He is basically an energy, generating battery at this point. Like it is insane the amount of energy that he puts out. And you put him on the end, right? Because it only works on adjacent cosmic allies, right? Yeah. You put him on the end, and you put maybe a Yondu next to him, or a Gamora, or a Rocket, right?
Someone basically you want to keep energized the entire time.
And Rocket now, I'm doing...
monster with him.
Insane amounts of damage. His ultimate's up at least every, 3 turns.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. But yeah, so that rounds out the Thanos changes. If you have Thanos, I'm sure you're a happy camper like I am. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? Let us know in the Discord. So
yeah,
what do you guys think?
I'm excited about it. What about you?
I don't have Thanos, so
oh yeah, that's right. You came in
right after the
Thanos, and then whenever they released the quote Thanos raid
number 2,
right? Yeah, and I didn't.
You weren't high enough to
that's
defeat
another.
The raid?
Nope, I was not top 10 in the world.
Well, that was another event that was kind of a middle finger to new players, right? So you led new players on thinking, oh, Thanos is coming back, right? Well, if you're a new player, you're not going to 100% that raid, and so it was just it was really disappointing for me. I hope that they kind of take that into account the next time Thanos comes around. And they give rewards before the.
Well, that's the problem is that it's creating this gap.
Yeah, no, it's a huge
kind of
gap.
like what we had before with the beta gap between us, with them getting these characters that we couldn't touch.
Right.
Well, not even that. It's just before with beta they had these characters that we couldn't touch. They had Black Widow and Rocket Raccoon, and we couldn't do anything about it. Iron Man for a while, but. Now we have Deadpool and Thanos, and they're not going to be able to touch them.
No.
And that was a mistake before. Why are you creating the same mistake again? And I get that, people that have playing been playing longer should have an advantage, but we already have a clear advantage if we have more stars on our Thanos. We have more stars on our Deadpool.
It's not just an advantage, it's an exponential advantage.
Right. Well, so it's a barrier of even unlocking them, period.
Yeah.
Like, it's enough to just be a star level or 2 above. I mean, we don't. It doesn't need to be. They can't have the character.
Yeah, no, I think that's unacceptable with the most recent Thanos and Deadpool raid regarding being able to farm those guys. Like,
right.
You got to give some rewards. Just thinking about the new players. So
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm super excited because I have Thanos. I'm 5 shards away from getting him to 4 stars.
I've been upgrading him for the Mystic event. Yeah. So for me, it's exciting too. So I have him at like 22K or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a little bit on the lower end, but he's working his way up, and he is a monster.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that takes us to Star-Lord. Man, that Star-Lord changes.
Another one.
Insane. So his base stats, his health increased, so that's nice.
Yeah.
His element gun, which is his basic ability, was reformulated to make the chain more reliable.
Mm-hmm.
He had a waterfall chain before. Now instead he scales up to always chain to one target and may chain to a second target.
Yeah.
Does a lot of damage. I've got him fully upgraded on my abilities.
I haven't upgraded him at all. So
okay, I've got him fully upgraded with exception to his, of course, the orange mats. That's going to take forever. That's a pipe dream at this point.
Yeah. Well, I forgot we didn't mention this, but someone try to remember that I do want to mention a little something about that. So
about the orange mats.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go into that in a second. But he's that's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. So that takes us to Clever Distraction, which is his special ability. He now grants ability energy to adjacent allies. Massive.
Yeah.
Huge. So there's no requirement. It's not like it has to be Cosmic or a Guardian. You put him adjacent next to someone, and he's going to be generating ability energy like crazy. I know the big thing right now is putting him on the end and putting Night Nurse right next to him. Mm-hmm. And Night Nurse always has her ultimate and her special ability. It's insane. So especially for the raid,
right? And having Thanos and Star-Lord on the same team.
Yeah, you put Thanos on one end, Star-Lord on the other, and suddenly
crazy.
Yeah, I can't tell you like the raid now. I just auto it. I don't even think about anything. Like
not the 65 raid.
Not the 65 raid. No. Now when I'm strategizing, I've got paper out trying to figure out. But yeah, so that's great. But then that takes us to his ultimate, which is called Elemental Blast, and the target damage increased, and now always calls an assist from a Guardian ally. It's massive.
More reliable. I like it.
I would say about 80% of the time I get 2 assists on his ultimate.
Yeah,
because I get the Guardian assist usually from Drax,
right? And then you get the ally assist,
and then you get that ally assist, and and that damage output, I mean, it's up there with Cable. Cable has more base damage, but as far as the percentage is concerned, it's the same.
Yeah, no, he's good, and that health increase helped him even more with taking some of that damage, because he was able to take a decent amount of damage.
Yeah.
I felt like, at least.
Yeah.
So,
and then that takes us to the biggest change, in my opinion, which is improvisation. His passive Guardian allies now receive extra speed and damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Chance to grant ability energy increased. Okay. And ability energy will now be granted to Guardian and adjacent allies.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That's the thing is I put Rocket in the middle, right? I don't need to put him adjacent. I don't want to do that because Star-Lord's still going to give him energy.
Yeah.
So I can guarantee the adjacent ones from his Clever Distraction goes to Night Nurse, and then the passive one goes to Rocket.
Right.
Right. Super strong. I think it's OP. I think
it's probably going to get nerfed. Are you guys getting the sense that these buffs are like way overkill?
These buffs are a bit of overcorrection. I think
I actually think Thanos is in a good spot, but I actually think Star-Lord he feels really
overcorrected.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of the extra speed and damage for Guardians.
Because he feels overcorrected on a Guardian-centered team.
Yeah.
If you took him outside of that, he wouldn't feel nearly as bad. But you're going to run him with Guardians.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, though, right, especially when it comes to the Guardians team, and this is something that we've brought up before, the Guardians team does not have a Dispel. They don't have a spell block. So it's one of those things where if you do run an all Guardians team, you have to brute force through those taunts. Like, there's no way to dispel them.
Right. But also, you don't need to run a full Guardians team. You can run a half Guardians team and be OP.
And that's the thing is, because you can funnel all that passive ability energy into a Guardian, it's almost you're more incentivized just to have one Guardian.
Exactly,
extra.
like the one that you want.
Yeah. That way you can, rather than spreading out that ability energy, it always just goes to them.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of strange. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a little nerf on his passive.
I think it's going to be a bit before he does, but I think that he's eventually going to get a bit of a nerf.
So, but then that takes us to Loki. Loki got changed right after we did our deep dive.
And he didn't come out on Blitz like I thought he was going to, and like the data mine said he was. And I was so upset. But
so let's dive into that. His base stats, damage, and armor has been increased. His Eldritch Bolt, that's his basic, I believe. Yeah, his Eldritch Bolt. Final resulting damage increased and changed to piercing, and chance to gain evade increased. So that's great. That will translate to his clones as well, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Although I think they said of normal damage for his clones. They do 300% of normal damage.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. But either way, though, I mean, his damage capabilities with his Eldritch Bolt is going to be dramatically improved with this. The damage and armor increased is very nice for his kit, considering he was too squishy before.
He was, yeah.
And he just... Not that I think he was bad at all. You guys remember what I had mentioned about him, but I was a big fan of him. Still am. But yeah, this just is going to help him be even more viable.
Yeah. So. And it doesn't feel like he's overtuned so far. But
no, not at all.
Let's dive into his special ability, Mind Control. Increased damage added to attackers by 10%. That's nice.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Increased chance to get a second attacker at level 6 by 15%. Level 7 will be guaranteed to get a second attacker.
That's good. That's
so they gave away the level 7 on his special. Yeah. Oh.
And that's good because that'll make him. I mean, that adds in a good bit of damage.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it's overtuned at all.
Not at all.
So, and then his ultimate mirror image added chance for a third mirror image at level 6, but ability no longer starts fully charged. I think that's a cool trade-off. I'm okay with that. Because a lot of times you were using your special immediately anyways, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depended on the situation, but I mean, either way, I think it's a fair trade. It comes down to what you personally liked. If you liked, or if whatever you found worth in more, the ability to use it right off the bat, or if you wanted a third mirror image. I think overall, in the big picture, I think having the chance of having a third mirror image is a little bit better.
I think it's a plus more than a minus.
Yeah.
With that one. So, and then his passive, God of Mischief, on spawn, speed bar filled by 100%, and Mystic Controller allies, that's very specific, gain some speed bar fill. Also added focus and resist for self and Mystic Controller allies. So those Mystic Controller allies that's talking about his clones, that's a direct clone buff.
Yeah.
So, and that was what we were talking about, making his passive a little bit more interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because before it's just flat stat. Now it's like, oh, okay, like he buffs his clones whenever they pop up and stuff like that. So, I like this change. I think it makes sense. It's way more interesting, and it rewards you for getting a bunch of clones out, which is
cool.
The
only thing though is that it's not actually doesn't actually affect his clones.
It doesn't?
No, because it's on spawn.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's not...
also added focus and resist for self and Mystic Controller allies.
So, I mean, that part still applies.
Yeah, but the first part is only on spawn.
Right. So I think that overall, it's a nice change for him, and it kind of works into his kit.
Yeah.
But I think that if they would have done something more along the lines of, it applies to his clones or something like that, maybe on their spawn or something, that would have been a little cooler.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
so.
But
oh no, okay.
I feel like they missed the mark a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I think on ally spawn, I think that would be cool.
Yeah. So,
but at the same time, we don't know how he plays yet. In people's hands, so it could be if they did that, it would be just super OP or something like that.
Right.
Maybe they tried it and they were like, "Oh God, we can't do that."
We'll have to see a little bit more whenever he comes closer.
But that wraps up the 3 major changes that released last week. So tell us what you guys think.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the orange mats real quick. I just want to say a few things on this. If you guys want to say something too, just, you know.
I don't have any thoughts at the moment.
Okay, so for me,
I have nothing to say.
So for me, I mean, we all hated the orange mats.
I still hate
rewards.
it. Yeah.
Well, they fixed it a bit.
Fixed what?
The orange mat rewards.
Okay, tell me what happened. What did they do?
Well, did you not see that they changed the amount that everyone gets?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, they changed the amount that everyone gets now.
Okay.
So they made it more reasonable. I mean, it's still not crazy good, but it's definitely far better than what it was. For the rewards now, for rank 1, you get 400 orange mats.
Damn.
For rank 2, you get 250. For rank 3, you get 200. 1 to 2%, you get 150. 3 to 10%, you get 120. 11 to 25%, you get 90. I'm sorry. And 26 to 50%, you get 60. And 51 to 75, you get 40.
Okay, I just don't care. Like it's such a lofty and long term thing that whenever it happens, I'm just going to be like, oh, cool, okay. Like, but it's something that it's just like it's not. It's literally 2 weeks for each one of these rewards.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't care. Like,
well, you mean so the rewards aren't enough to make you care?
Yeah. Like, well, no. It's not that the rewards aren't enough. It's that the length of time to get them is just so long and so excruciating that you're just kind of like, whenever it does pay out, you're just going to be like, oh, okay, cool. I can upgrade one of these guys.
Like, see, I think that's more of a quantity of a reward system, because if you were getting paid out 400 every 2 weeks, I think you'd be probably pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Oh, no, okay,
yeah.
Well, yeah, and you can tweak that to where if it was like every week, right. And I was getting 150 every week, I'd be like, oh, cool, right?
Right.
But 150 every 2 weeks, I'm like, it's such a long thing that I'm just...
I agree. It's just like an incredibly long process to get one skill upgraded, basically.
Yeah.
And for the majority of the population, it's going to be, a couple of...
That's the thing. So if you're in the bottom... Well, I guess if you're below 75%, you don't get anything, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess that just means you're not trying at all, right?
I mean, basically, and this could be totally wrong, but if you are on a higher level and actually trying, like in a competitive alliance, or a decently competitive alliance, you're probably going to be in at least the top 25. That's my guess.
Okay,
it's just a guess, but that's probably what I.
But at the same time, it's like what's the harm? What's the harm in giving the bottom 25% of people 20 of these orange shards, right? You're still looking at, okay, if it's 180 is the one that you can upgrade first, right?
Right.
You're looking at, what is it? It's 9 sessions times 2, so 18 weeks.
I think what that does is
who cares?
I think that I agree with you to a point, but I think that what they're trying to do is they're assuming that those people down there are people who are like actively leveling on our very low level, and they're not giving them to them because they would be passively gaining these rewards. So by the time that they get to the point where they can actually use them, they'll have to stockpile of them.
So you're saying like if they won't have to actually play at all for...
Yeah, like by the time that they got to the point where they would actually be needing them, they would have a good amount already just stocked up in the bank, so they wouldn't have.
Yeah, but I mean, who cares? Like they're already that much further behind anyways. Like,
and it took them how many months?
Yeah, it took them
19 weeks. Like I said, I agree for the most part. I'm just saying, I think that's their mentality behind it.
It's a dumb mentality. Like it really is. Like
I think that you should throw them a bone, and give them a little.
There is no harm in giving some slacker every 2 weeks 20 orange mats. Like who cares? Like it's so petty. It just drives me nuts. Like I'm just kind of like, okay, and then you look at this and you see the jump. So say you're a new player, right? You just joined, and your alliance, you've been working hard for the past month, and you get in the top 26 to 50%, right? You're looking at 60 of these,
right? That's
to upgrade one ability at 180. There's 3 of these, so 6 weeks to upgrade one ability.
Yeah,
like I don't see how there's any anticipation.
Especially for a lot of these abilities being very lackluster.
Yeah. It's like, increase 5% drain on Drax's passive.
That's...
Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get kind of outlandish in this. I just think that's the dumbest thing. Like, it is so dumb. Like, if you're listening to this, Strike Force, like, just like, come on.
It's better. It's better than it was before.
Right.
But the bar was very low.
I also don't like the spread. It's like I don't like that the first person that ranked number 1 is getting 400.
So that basically ensures that they're always going to be number 1.
Right, exactly. They're getting such a massive benefit over us. Yeah, like does that number 1 person really need 400 orange ability?
Well, you create this barrier to entry, and so like say you have some rich surgeon, right, picks up the game 6 months out. And he just starts dropping money on it, and then he sees, oh crap! Like, these people are literally like even if I try to catch up to them, I'm always going to be behind them, always, right? There's no chance of catching up to them, and it's like this is a guy that has tons of money that wants to drop on this game,
right?
Like, so you're pushing potential customers away. Like, right. I don't understand these rewards. I don't understand the 2-week thing. It just is. I
understand the 2-week thing because it's a season. It's for everyone to get placed and ranked, and it's competitive. I get that, but I agree with you that the rewards don't match the effort.
Yeah.
So because it's not like I'm not excited to get 120 or however many I'm gonna probably get. What will I get? I'll probably get 150 orange mats. I'm not too excited about that. Like For me, it's going to be like...
You're going to get Yondu upgraded, and then you're going to be like, oh, okay, I guess I can get 5% drain on Drax, or, like I don't know.
I mean, there are a few...
20% increased damage on a basic attack.
There are a few people with some really good upgrades on it, like Yondus and Black Panthers.
Oh, I'm not denying that.
But for the most part, it's pretty lackluster abilities for a lot of effort. Mm-hmm. And I think also one of the other things is... This annoyed me, was that they implemented this the day that the previous one ended, right? Mm-hmm. And you got the old rewards. They knew that it was undervalued, right? Mm-hmm. But they still gave it to you. Like, they were fixing it because, like, oh, we should fix this because it's not right for the amount of work that people put in for this.
Right.
And so they put it in literally that day, like... But they didn't give us the new updated rewards. They gave us the old rewards. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, why not just...
Yeah, why not give me the new rewards if you guys knew that the old rewards were bad? That kind of annoyed me. Maybe it didn't annoy other people, but I was just like, really? Like, because now I got 40. I was, 1 to 2%.
Yeah.
And I got 40. And I was like, okay. Because I think we
ended
off
I didn't realize how bad the rewards were before.
And then not to mention, now, they nerfed the... was it the level 45 to 60 raid, and on
for the milestone points?
Yeah. And then they increased the points in the 65 raid, so you create an even bigger gap, because it's, that gap now, like every node you get 250.
Let's go ahead and let that lead into the 65
okay,
raid, because we're about to head into it anyways. This was I thought this was going to be a more like, yay, they fixed some things kind of episode, which they did, and props them. I'm probably going to kind of outline the good things that they did, because I don't want to get lost in the mush.
Yeah.
But the new raid was also another thing that really frustrated me, because this was the first time whenever 60% pretty much was, like, usually 30%, if I remember correctly, was as good as 100% for the previous raid.
Yeah.
This time, it's far worse.
Yeah.
And 60% is only just a little bit better.
And
you get 5 T3 mats more on the very top end, and everything else is the exact same.
And they're not giving you blue
material
fragments. Mats. Yeah, I'm just like I guess we don't need blue for our other characters anymore. And it's not like you can't just. This was what I was talking about, right? Like I was talking about blue mats. Luckily, they kept blue mats, but as far as the blue fragments are concerned, it's like, okay, you still need that kind of stuff for your characters, right? So you're going to have a drain on these blue gear, right?
Right. Well, my thing was after each node completion on raid 5, you get 2 blue ability mats and 1 purple.
Yeah.
You only get 1 purple now.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, where's my other? And I think they added in like a little bit more gold, but
gold for me is pretty easy to come by. It's
not very crazy, but it's not crazy easy to come by. But the difference between 500 gold I'll take 2 ability mats.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was 500 exactly, but it was some very small amount that didn't make a difference. And I'm like, no, I'll take the blue mats, thank you very much. Like or I'll take one more purple ability.
Yeah, why not give you 2 purples?
Yeah, I have no idea. That was very confusing to me. I was just like, wait, did they just nerf my rewards?
I love
for
to
no reason?
grab the person by the collar and just like slap them.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what are you doing?
That's the thing is that I really just want to talk to them so I can understand what their thought process is, because I just don't get it. I feel like these developers are competent, but something is. Sorry, I'm slamming on the table. I feel like these developers are competent. Like, I've seen moments of like brilliance in the game.
Yeah.
But I feel like something's stopping them. And I feel I think I mentioned this to you guys before, but I think back to that conversation that Casino had whenever he took his trip, and I remember he talked about how, the developer team was small, blah blah blah. But he also mentioned that there was, like, I don't remember if it was a group of people or if it was just one guy, but he was obviously in charge of, like, the marketing department, he said. And it was this guy in, like, a suit, and I know that you had gotten into something with a guy on Discord. Because of it. But he was...
Men in suits. Men in suits.
Yeah. But, yeah, he was more like, well, statistics show this, and, we're not concerned about Reddit, we're concerned with... the in-game community and what they respond to, and we're looking at the statistics of this, and very matter-of-factly, like, not very sympathetic to anyone's viewpoints, and
like lacks human emotion,
like some kind of robot,
like a machine.
But no, I mean, I don't know that whole story. I wasn't there, and I'm pulling this from my memory. I'm not even sure if it's 100% accurate, but I do remember something kind of along those lines. And so I'm thinking that marketing must just be strangling them on rewards and trying to really drought the population of rewards. That way we spend or something, because I feel like everything's there, and the answers are so obvious that there's no way they could not see what to do. And also the interview with the developer that leaked the skins, he seemed like he was genuinely excited about the game.
Like, when he was talking about it, I was like, this is a guy I could get a beer with.
Right, exactly. Like he didn't sound like some two-faced jerk that didn't know what he was talking about in his own game or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that...
I immediately respected him and stuff. I was just kind of like, what is this? Like, I don't understand.
So I feel like there's some kind of limiter here that is keeping them from doing what they want to do with the game. And, that might be their downfall. Hopefully they'll loosen the reins a bit if that is the case, because it's... like, these are genuine problems that they need to do. And it always comes down to rewards. That's the thing. Is that it's always these stingy rewards that we're getting. And... But
also, there's just these, being... So, like I said, I'm more of like a casual player now.
Right.
I sort of lost...
But a very valid viewpoint from this community. I mean, that's...
Because that's going to be...
That's the average player base, yeah.
And so what my experience has been that these changes are almost across the board incredibly confusing, sort of seemingly arbitrary, and they always seem to be pretty negative. So I feel like overall, most of these changes have been detrimental to me. And the ones that tend to be beneficial don't even apply to me because I don't have the characters, because I just don't have the time to dedicate to unlock characters like... Well, Thanos is a sort of an outlier because I joined too late.
You don't run in time to get it,
But then also the Thanos raid screwed me over anyway. Right. And I got screwed on Wasp, and it's just... It's really disheartening. So I was gone for 4 days. Yeah. I went to the beautiful Sequoia National Forest. Shout out to the the Forest Service. You guys are great.
You guys keep up the good work.
But I found myself I felt relieved that I was unable to play the game. It felt nice. I felt free. And then as soon as I got back, it felt like it was sort of a chore getting back into it.
Because I feel like the more we play, or the longer this game goes, it's kind of jailing you into playing it.
Yeah.
Right? Its ultimate goal is to make you get on more often.
Right.
Yeah.
The 2 hour...
They love their 2 hour windows.
The 2 hour Deadpool thing killed my alliance.
Yeah.
We were...
exploded it.
Yeah, like like we had people in the U.S., we had people in Europe, and people in the Philippines. Yeah. And as soon as the 2-hour Deadpool thing happened, everyone just sort of at each other's throats, and we just exploded. And now we can't even we're doing I think the 35 to what's the
30 to 60%.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying the Thanos raid we're doing is the really easy one.
Or the Ultimate.
Even though we're all is it the Ultimate raid?
Ultimate. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the ones that you're doing right now?
Yeah, right now. Is that Thanos or Ultimate?
Ultimate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and we were almost 100%ing the
5?
Yeah, tier 5 raid.
Yeah, and now we're barely even accomplishing this thing. And even though we recruited a bunch of new talent, we're all 62 plus. We're still not accomplishing anything. It's just coordinating.
And the biggest thing is it's going to have a ripple effect because people are not going to take the game seriously, right? It's more of a collection thing now, where it's like, oh, I got Star-Lord. Okay, cool. But they're not taking it seriously enough to where they're going to invest actual money. So you're banking on only the whales now. Right. And I'm like, the whales will be there, but eventually, whales will get full and they will move on, and another game will come out to compete and stuff.
That whole situation that happened before with Nightly Gaming that caused Ox.
That was an Exodus. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that caused Ox, which is their biggest whale, I think, to
stop spending,
and he wanted a refund, and he stopped making videos and everything because he said that he wasn't going to basically give free publicity to a game that refused to communicate with him, because he wrote in his tickets, he's like, I want to speak to someone directly, I'm one of your biggest whales, I think I deserve to speak to someone in management about this because I want a full refund because this isn't fair directly to me.
Yeah, no, it's literally gaming.
And I 100% agree with that. Yeah. And he wasn't YouTube partnered at the time. Now he just started making videos again because he's YouTube partnered. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't getting paid for basically his videos before, and so it was legitimately just free publicity that he was creating for them. So that's why he stopped making videos for them.
I'll be honest. I was spending money in this game, and I haven't spent since Nightly.
Yeah, same.
And in the course that they're on, I'm never going to spend money in this game again. It's going to take something absurd, like a 200 Thor shards for $10, to get me to spend money in the game.
I will spend. We have just talked about this a little bit, but I'll spend again whenever they right the ship. If they show me that, luckily this game is honestly very free to play friendly, so I have no problem at all continuing in the position that I am.
Yeah.
But that being said, I've always been a big proponent of spend on the game that you'd love to play, because
I'm all about supporting developers,
right? And so even though I didn't spend that much ever, that it was the money that I gave to them. I was like, I want you to have this because I'm supporting you.
Yeah.
And
those first 2 or 3 months of the game, I was 100% behind it,
right? So I will spend on them again to whenever they really show me that they're going in the right direction and that they're going to continue going in the right direction more so than anything else.
Yeah. But right now they've taken 10 steps back, and for me to spend money on this game again, they're going to have to take 15 steps forward. So
right, and I agree with you. That being said, I think we are seeing the very beginning of them turning course and heading in the right direction now. And I'll get into... Well, I'll go ahead and get into it now, I guess. But, we're seeing... The biggest thing that everyone wanted was more communication.
Yeah.
We are starting to see that finally now. We've seen the MSF... And this is... Granted, this is very little, so take this with a grain of salt. But we don't know if it'll continue. But we have seen that they changed the orange mat situation, which all of us complained about. They changed it. It's better. It's not ideal, as we just went into, but it is better. We were yelling about the login changes. They very quickly, although they should have got ahead of it, they did very quickly give a response to us on Reddit, the medium that everyone uses to speak to them. And they also gave another message today on Reddit going over everything on the new updates and everything like that. So... And they're starting to give more clear patch notes, which we were all complaining about. So I feel like they are listening. Oh, and they also went into the character events and what they're doing, and they had clearly said they listened to our feedback. That's why they did what they did with the Wasp event. They're doing these new things to try to help us even more, giving the character shards at the beginning for Scarlet Witch. to try to improve these things. So all of this, I see them as they're starting to listen. They're starting to get it. Hopefully, it's because their marketing team, if that is the reason why, they're starting to loosen the reins a little bit because they're losing money.
And also, I mean, the game's still incredibly young.
It is.
I would imagine. Yeah, I would be blown away if the launch was flawless.
Right.
The thing though, I got to push back on the whole. You know, it's a new game and everything. I'm like, this is literally a clone of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Mm-hmm. Like you can. If you have one person on that team that's been playing Star Wars: The Galaxy of Heroes, they can steer that ship correctly. Like, so it's like, yeah, I would understand if this was like the first game of its kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But there are games out there that have, you know, found the path of, you know, least resistance, and you know, all you have to do is, I mean, lack of a better word, copy them and just.
I feel like
we can go in this direction.
I feel like there's still logistical problems though that they have to logistical hoops that they have to go through as a developer team in getting things approved, because there's lots of clones of lots of different Marvel games that they've made so far. Mm-hmm. Like there's lots of different fighter games, and Marvel Contest of Champions had a lot of problems whenever it launched, and they still have a lot of problems now. And you know, this seems to be a kind of a trend with Marvel games for some reason. And maybe it's they give them to inexperienced developers or something, and they kind of learn as they go. I don't know. But either way, in this particular case, this is the one I can speak to the most, it does seem like it's not the developers specifically. I know we use developers as a catch-all term, but the developers, it seems like it's not quite them. It seems like it is specifically always the rewards. And so I think that they're having to have their hand forced to tighten those things so that way they can get more money out of us, because the, you know, marketing team or the head honchos above are like, we want more money. So that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it, but summary was they're starting to communicate a little more. I really hope
we're definitely seeing a positive trend.
Yeah,
right, exactly. So I don't want to, and that's one of the biggest things on Reddit was that, and I saw that today. Whenever they did communicate, lots of people commented good things. Like, they were like, "Hey, thanks for communicating this with us. I hope that this continues." And lots of good messages. There were some people who were saying some mean things, but luckily they were downvoted a good bit, and that will hopefully show them, if they know anything about Reddit, that's not the majority representative.
Right.
So, anyways, it looks like it's going in the right direction. Let's hope it continues.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic there.
So what's the next topic? We've been jumping all around. So
yeah. Let me go back. So now we're on the Deadpool skin.
Okay.
That was, so we knew skins were coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I was super excited about it. I had made a post a long time ago, as several people did, talking about skins would be a super cool idea. And we got that leak last week or week and a half ago, something like that, from the developer that we were speaking of earlier, who confirmed that skins are going to be coming, and that they already had one for Iron Fist of all people. And then last night we saw some people have their name of their Deadpool changed to X-Force Deadpool.
Yeah.
And it still looked like the regular Deadpool though, so everyone was like, "Oh wow, Deadpool skin's coming out." And lo and behold, and they even had a little video that they released with the patch today of Deadpool like getting in the game, getting like exploded, and then he jumps in with his new costume.
Okay.
And we look on our rosters whenever we open up the game, and now our Deadpool just has this skin. And so we weren't sure what to make of it, and we just got a message from them saying, or do you have it?
Yep. The Merc with a Mouth has temporarily switched his outfit up to show off his X-Force chops in advance of the Super Duper cut coming later this month. Check out Deadpool's new look now. So, the Super Duper cut, that's the Blu-ray or movie release.
I'm fairly positive.
Yeah. So, I guess they're going to revert it back after the movie releases or something?
I'm okay with this. I'm assuming that they're going to revert it back, because it would be... Honestly, I don't like it if it's permanent. I didn't unlock this character, and even though it doesn't make too much of a difference, but to some people it probably does.
Yeah. When you have a full red hands team with Deadpool on it, and it looks so cool, and suddenly you got this random beige character.
Yeah, you have the aesthetic synergy with the hand team before. With Deadpool.
I was so powerful with that synergy.
Exactly. Way more. Yeah.
Now
I look like an idiot.
But yeah, I mean, I just really hope that this wasn't the skin system that they were talking about, where it's going to be
just temporarily
you're going to
force you to have a skin, and then they just revert it later
for several reasons. Because A, I don't like it because I might not want that skin.
Yeah.
Or B, I might not want it all the time. Or C, it's a wasted opportunity for them to make some easy money. I always thought that this was going to be
and they don't have to make money on everything. They could, create like a cool, interesting little, event or something like that where you could get it.
Yeah, that's fine too. But I mean, that is one option that I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Was like it was going to be a way, because it didn't affect gameplay at all for balancing reasons.
Yeah.
That they could easily charge just like $1 for a skin
or some cores
or some cores.
Yeah.
Something to throw some kind of currency at. But now they could even do special skin currency for all I care. That'd be cool. That'd be fine with me too. Spend it in the skin store. But this is just strange. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Very odd.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just doesn't.
Well, and I want to be able to go in my character roster and click the character, and then I want to have a little box where I see all the different skins, and I can I can click different boxes and it'll show, it'll flip the skins and it'll equip them.
And yeah, for me, I mean, I think it's a good system. I just really hope that and that's the system I want, honestly, but I just hope that they don't do whatever this is, certainly, or that they don't create multiple versions of the same character they did in Star Wars.
I do not want that.
Yeah, because there's like 6 Han Solos, for instance, in Star Wars.
And this,
I don't like that.
There's so many characters in the Marvel Universe, there's no excuse not to come out with new characters.
Redundancies of the same one. I mean, like, it's exciting to think of it as like, oh, there's going to be new animations and stuff like that. And I know that some people in our Discord have even been fans of that, and that's fine.
I would be cool with them coming out with skins that had new animations, right? But they still had the same ability effects, right?
Right. Well, but he was saying specifically that they wanted the extra version because they wanted new abilities, new animations, blah blah blah. No. But yeah, I think you're right. If it's a skin, they could still do different animations, just not different abilities. But yeah, I think that it's more important to come out with totally new characters rather than redundancies of the same.
Yeah.
And with Star Wars, you kind of have to do that a bit because there is not nearly as much to pull from as the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, Marvel, you got since the 60s,
right, exactly,
from these guys. So, but yeah.
All right, well, let's go into our character deep dive. Starting
with Scarlet Witch. So, I got to play Scarlet Witch in the campaign, and she is super awesome. I really enjoy her. Scarlet Witch is a mystic controller that prolongs negative effects and redistributes health across her teammates. She's a hero, global mystic controller, and an Avenger, of course, as we all know from Infinity War. Her basic ability is called Hex Bolt, and she attacks a primary target for 160% piercing damage, and she applies 1 to 2 random negative effects. That is rank 7. At rank 6, it's 140% piercing damage.
Right. That's a great ability. Being able to apply multiple debuffs to one primary target.
Yeah.
Super useful. I mean, granted, it has the randomness factor, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
But just being able to do that to someone like a Crossbones or someone that you need to get down quick.
Yeah.
It really helps out. Because no matter what, it's a debuff.
There was a time where I didn't know what was going on because I didn't really look into her abilities yet, but I had Drax going against the Scarlet Witch, and she put a defense down on me immediately, and so I was like, oh god, like my taunt is causing me to die.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was kind of a scary moment, but no, it's super cool. I really like that idea. So, but yeah, that's her basic ability. Pretty straightforward for a controller. So let's
decent damage too.
Yeah. So and then let's go on to her special, which is called Warp Reality. It starts available or it's immediately available, and it requires 4 ability energy. She redistribute your total squad health evenly. Apply deflect to all allies. 50% chance to apply defense up to each ally. Plus, always apply defense up to Vision if he's an ally. That's a
this is
amazing
incredibly
ability.
strong and super
strong,
unique.
but a really unique, really cool mechanic.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. There's because I've been running Thanos, right? And so
of course,
amounts of health.
I feel like you always find a way to weasel that in.
Yeah. And it's funny because my hand sentry would he would do his a soft taunt, whatever you want to call it,
right,
and he'd get really low, and I'm like, oh no, and then she does the redistribute health, and literally everyone's health just stays the same, and Thanos goes down by a little sliver, and then his goes up by like 2/3, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, he's gonna live again. So I think that's super cool ability.
It also is very helpful whenever you're on a team with lots of summons. I found.
Oh, interesting.
Because you have extra health pools coming in.
Well, I got Yondu on my Mystic team as well.
So. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that it's really cool. A lot of interesting synergy ideas that you can come up with, crazy teams, and it's just a really unique ability that I think I don't know too much about Scarlet Witch in the comic books, but I think it applies to her kit fairly well, right? I mean, is she? I always thought that she was a little bit more of an attacker than a defensive person, but
she's definitely a controller in the comics. I mean, she can literally warp reality in multiple universes at the same time.
I know she's pretty much the strongest Marvel hero, right? Or strongest person in the Marvel universe.
Comics explain that's the case that he made was he said Scarlet Witch is the most OP in the whole universe. Because there was an arc. She's stronger than Doctor Strange,
but stronger than the Living Tribunal and stuff.
Potentially, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
It's always estimated because a lot of these people have never.
There's no confrontation,
right? Exactly.
But one of the arcs was she was able to negate all of the mutants in every single universe. All the mutants' powers.
Oh wait, I remember that because that actually led into an entire arc where all the mutants had no powers.
Oh really?
Yeah, that led into an entire comic book series arc.
So that Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that actually ended up going into World War Hulk. Actually.
Oh okay.
Because that was one of the things Professor X was pretty much he pretty much went off on his own or something like that after Scarlet Witch did that because he was so upset because. Something like that. I'm sure there's someone yelling at me right now because they're like, "You're getting it all wrong." But
please correct us in our Discord. No, and just looking back at the Infinity War movie, spoilers. If you haven't seen Infinity War, shame on you. But she was able to hold Thanos at bay with. You seen it? No. Oh, okay, then I won't say it. Okay. She's really OP though. She's strong. So, but yeah, no, definitely, she's OP. So, but let's go ahead and move on to her ultimate, Chaos Wave. It starts off immediately available, requires 5 ability energy. She attacks all enemies for 85% piercing damage, and each target has all negative effects prolonged by duration of 1. This attack is unavoidable. Amazing.
So good with Doctor Strange.
Oh,
yeah.
So good.
Doctor Strange and Vision, because Vision applies that bleed to everyone. And
basically anyone that gives AoE debuffs, fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely...
Scientist Supreme on their team.
I'm sure for being there, No, I definitely think, her basic ability is pretty strong. The special is really strong, but I think this takes her into a demigod tier with that being able to keep duration. You get a good combo with Strange or Mordo.
Yeah, we didn't quite even actually finish we didn't quite finish the special either because we didn't talk about the deflect or the defense up part of it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's another reason why she is ranked as you said, because being able to apply deflect is a new mechanic that they just added.
Yeah.
And deflect basically is 100% chance of block on the next attack given to that character.
Yeah.
And so that's very strong, and it's not only having that but also 50% chance to apply defense up.
Yeah.
Is crazy.
Yeah.
And not to mention her synergy with Vision, whose Vision is so strong right now.
Yeah.
It's just everything about that whole kit just synergizes
you put her with a Vision, with a Strange, throw in a tank.
Honestly, her with a tech team. Period.
Tech team, yeah.
fantastic. You even with Ant-Man with an AoE slow, extend it all.
Put Star-Lord on there.
Yeah. Is Star-Lord tech? Yeah. Oh yeah, he is tech. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you do that. I mean, like you put it. Yeah, exactly. You put the bleed on with Vision.
Oh, I think she's got to. She's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's really good for campaign. That's for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so she is definitely. I would put her up at God tier.
So all right, but yeah, that's her ultimate / reverting back to her special kind of thing. So definitely take a look at her on Strikeforce Lab or msf.gg.
Did we do her passive?
No, we're going to jump into her passive. So her passive is Power of Chthon.
Uh-oh.
This is a
Power of looks about Chthon.
It's a Lovecraft name right there. Yeah, Chthon. Chthon. On turn, 50% chance to spread a negative effect from an enemy with a negative effect to an adjacent target. This will not spread stun.
Yeah, so I like this ability. It works with her kit well, especially if you're prolonging it. I think it's another interesting ability. It's another interesting passive. That's what we were talking about last week. Works with her kit, makes sense, and it's very useful.
Yep. No, I like it. I think that's super interesting, super cool, definitely unique. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up Scarlet Witch. Tell us what you guys think. If anyone's gunning for her, let us know in your Discord.
Yeah.
Or in our Discord.
Also, man, you are dropping the Discord like crazy. Discord.me/PowerCore podcast.
No, we have a lot of fun in there, guys.
We do. We have a blast in there. Also, speaking of that, if there is anyone that is a Marvel lore master, I would love for you to join. Because,
absolutely.
Yeah, like we're honestly like all about learning more about Marvel. We already knew a good bit going in.
Yeah.
Some of us more than others, and some of us in areas more than others.
Yeah.
But
I've read my fair share of Guardians comics, but when it comes to the old school comics, I always go to Comics Explained.
Yeah, I binge Comics Explained too. There's just so much content to go through that you're never going to learn it all.
So many different arcs.
So if there's anyone that is a lore master of Marvel, please join because I want to talk to you.
We'll give you like a fancy crown in the Discord or something. Yeah. But yeah, so that wraps up Scarlet Witch. So let us know what you guys think.
We have
question of the day. We'll go through this pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, what skin would you like to see next?
Let's start off with you so I can think of mine real quick.
Oh, okay. I was picking between two. So I'm trying to decide which one I really want more, but I guess I have to make a decision now. I would really like the Thunderlord Thor from Ragnarok, where he's got the cool teal outfit with the single side of his cape kind of thing, and he's got the double swords instead or something like that.
Right.
I'd be totally cool with that, and the whole retro theme. I think that'd be really neat. So
that would be cool.
That would be mine. So the Ragnarok Thor.
What about you? Oh, me now? All right. Well, I have two, I guess. One of them doesn't really apply too much.
Well, I have two too. So okay, So the other one I want is the classic cinematic Wolverine, where he's got the tank top and the jeans. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
okay,
that'd be the other one I want.
So for me, I think the one that I would want. Like I have a funny one, and I know I've even mentioned this before with a different question of the day, but I just think it'd be great, especially for skin. Would be Frog Thor.
Frog Thor.
Yeah, there was an arc where Thor got turned into a frog.
I think was it Loki Loki turned him.
No, Loki turned into a frog.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he was Frog Thor.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be good.
That would be fantastic as a skin. Great. I would love that. And the other one, this one doesn't. Because he's not in the game yet, but Cyclops, there's basically not a jungle arc, but like a chaos arc where everything is just total anarchy and like end of the world scenario version of Cyclops, and he looks just crazy in it. He's got like really long hair and stuff, and that I would probably want to pick because his classic look is he's clean kept and everything like that.
Yeah, I thought of another character that. This is just random, but it'd be cool if they introduced Sabretooth into the game.
Oh god, yeah, that'd be so cool. And because, I mean, also, like, him having synergy with Wolverine would be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick. So, all right, Jingles.
I'm not super familiar with Marvel lore, so I'm going to go with Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange and Scrubs.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Awesome.
I like that.
Oh, that actually would be really cool.
Doctor Strange.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Oh, also, I just thought of another one.
And a variety of Iron Man suits, because there's already
Oh,
tons
yeah,
you're
right.
It'd be really cool to see those. Like generations of those.
Hydra Captain America.
Ooh.
That would be a sick one.
We don't talk about that.
That's anti-American, my friend.
I'm not okay with that.
But yeah, I think that would be a pretty cool one.
Another one would be Teen Groot. Teen Groot or
Teen
Baby
Groot.
Oh, yeah.
Baby Groot.
Yeah.
If it was Baby Groot in the Raptor costume,
that'd be sick.
That'd be adorable.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, that would be. Those are my ideas. You guys are free to take them. Fox next. Okay. You're welcome.
I mean, there's a royalty, of course.
Yeah,
but.
of course. 5%.
But anyways, all right. So that's it on the bucket today,
that's
right?
what's up.
Okay. Well, that pretty much does it for today, guys. A few quick things. If you like our stuff, go ahead and join us on our Discord. We've already mentioned 1,000 times this time for some reason. But that's discord.me/PowerCore podcast. And also subscribe to us on our Podbean site. The link is always wherever you can find us. I mean, wherever on iTunes, there's a link to us. On our Reddit post, there's always a link to us. We're on Spotify, there's a link to us. Anyway.
You can also use a Google.
So. Yeah, Google. Yeah, you go to podbean.com and search for us. But yeah, that pretty much brings us to the end. So we will see you next time on the Power Core Podcast.
Peace.
See ya.